Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 11th episode of the 6th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. Speaking about links in the description, we are running our most liked characters of the entire franchise. 3 votes are allowed, and your results and mine will be shown in the final episode. Cannot wait to see you guys choose. If you've not yet voted for the next show to be obviously posted onto the channel, please do as well. It's in the description. We posted 7 days on the Patreon, 5 days on the YouTube. Can't wait to see which one is selected. And last episode, we also seen WIDMORE obviously take Jin off the island. Now, it's interesting because obviously he was with Locke. He was having kind of like a little argument at the start. Basically, he was saying that he's not going to go anywhere until he actually reunites with his wife. While Locke was saying, don't worry, I'll actually get her. As he actually went off into the, into the jungle to do what he was going to say, he actually did go over to Sun. So, like, as he was going to do what he said, Jin actually got up, he was going to follow him or run away. I'm not really too sure. But the interesting thing is, as he got up, he's having a conversation with Sawyer, who was hitting the neck with a dart. Then Sawyer was hitting the neck with a dart, and then everybody else was hit, and they all got taken out. Now, obviously, Zoe, the person who's working with WIDMORE, come to the island with all of these guys. They grabbed Jin, specifically, and taken him away. So they've obviously gone from the other island all the way back to the mainland, and they've taken, taken him to WIDMORE for a conversation. And basically, he was saying he wants to kind of save the world. That's kind of what he was saying anyway. That's what I got from that conversation. He was saying that he doesn't really want to release this black mist into the atmosphere. Basically, kind of what Jacob was saying, if I'm being totally honest, and saying that Howie was a danger to everybody. And his name is technically on a rock. He's not too sure if it's his or his wife's, but Kwon is there and is his potential leader. Do you know what I mean? They need help trying to take him out. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I've always thought WIDMORE's character, not really liked him, but he might have actual true good intentions, and maybe that gets revealed later on down the line, but he's always been perceived to me anyway as a bit of an ass. And we seen at the end of the episode that Locke actually sent Saeed, after he awoken from being hit by his dart, to go and infiltrate their camp. Basically, after Sawyer released the information that down on the submarine there was a door that was locked, and basically he doesn't know what's inside there. But Locke's ended up saying that he doesn't like secrets, He doesn't like people withholding information, and he sent his little assassin, which is obviously Saeed, who's basically expressed that he's got no emotions anymore. He doesn't feel joy, anger, hate, love, nothing. He's just literally a blank slate, and he sent him over. He's going there, he's swimming. His head popped up there like he was a little spy, an assassin. And Desmond was the one being transported out of the submarine. He fell on the floor, he looked over the edge, he seen Saeed's face. He didn't say anything, even though he looked pretty dazed, if I'm being totally honest. And it makes you wonder if Desmond was the person that was actually locked up, if he was the package, or if Saeed's actually going to get up, go inside, and actually find additional information. It'd be excited to see. Maybe it's his grandson, who knows, you know what I mean? It's going to be a good reveal when it happens. But thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
I know you're disoriented. You've been unconscious for the last 3 days.
Are you a nurse?
You're not in the hospital anymore, Mr. Hume. We had to move you.
You? Oh,
Mr.
Easy,
Hume?
easy. Oh, so I'll take it from here.
where am I?
You were shot.
Yes, I remember. Look, I want to talk to Penny. Penny!
She's not here. Have a chance to explain. If I had, you never would have come with me.
Come with you where?
Brought you back to the island.
Look at his lip
Give me
twitching.
a chance to explain. Damn it! Don't hurt him.
You take me back! You take me back! Right now, you're here!
I can't take him back. The island isn't done with you yet.
Does he know what the island wants? So that's a question that I'll have. Like, how does he know what the island truly wants?
I'm with you to the generator room. I'll be along with Hume so we can start the test.
Come on, no time for sightseeing. They're bringing Hume down now. What's your time frame?
We're not even close to being ready. This generator probably hasn't run in 20 years.
Is this what Daniel stopped last time they come down here when he was wearing suits with Charlotte?
Power on. Simmons, go down and check the circuits on the solenoids.
Yes, sir.
Trying to figure out what they're actually doing.
Found it. There's a bad breaker on the Jenny. Bringing it back online now.
No!
Oh, turn it off!
Maybe he transported him, I don't know. It's supposed to be the rabbit, but they done him instead. No, he's dead. To be fair, Desmond turning up and seeing that, is pretty scary, or not the idea that technically was supposed to happen there. Do you know what I mean? That was an accident. It actually was. But I'm trying to figure out what is it that they're actually trying to do here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not too sure. Like, I remember, you know, thinking back on it, Charlotte and Daniel come and he was wearing these suits and he went into a location. Was it this one or something different? And basically they was on the computers, wasn't there? And somebody went down there with a gun. I think it might have been Juliet at the time, and they was fighting it out. Do you know what I mean? And they ended up being successful, I think, Daniel and Charlotte. They said that he couldn't release something because it would kill everybody. Something like that. Oh, so much stuff goes on. I totally forget which storylines, what actually happens.
What the hell are you doing?
Is it because he was exposed to all the radiation, Desmond?
I know how this looks, Desmond, but if everything I've been told about you is true, you'll be perfectly fine. I'm going to ask you to make a sacrifice.
What the bloody hell do you know about sacrifice?
My son died here.
My own daughter.
Hates me. And I've never even met my grandson. But if you won't help me, Desmond, all of it will be for nothing. Penny, your son, and everyone else will be gone. Forever.
You need to explain
That man is the only person I'm aware of in the world
who has survived a catastrophic electromagnetic event. I need to know that he can do it again.
Would it still not burn him a bit, though? He looked pretty cool there, to be fair. I don't think Desmond's going to die. He survived it once before we'll do it again, but it did look pretty cool, that.
You're on the Sydney flight, right?
Yeah.
My bags are on carousel 4. I double-checked it with the dude at the counter. I go.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I gotta go. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know what it is.
I've got a car picking me up. You know, if you need a ride, I'd be more than happy to give you a lift.
It's really sweet of you, but I'm good with cabs.
Bet it's a boy.
It was a boy.
Mr. Hume. Hello. Let me grab that for you. And what were you doing down under?
It's closing deal for the boss.
Good morning, Mr. Hume. How was your flight?
Lovely, thank you. Charles.
Hello, Desmond.
Total different parallel world, innit, mate? You know, one of them, he hates him, the other one, he loves him. Now, real talk, have you ever seen anybody walk with a briefcase? I swear down, never seen it. I've never seen anybody in real life walk with a briefcase. Maybe on a, like, TV and a court case or something, and he walking in with documents, but, like, physically in a street, walking around an office, you know, a building, a company, do you know what I mean? Like a business meeting. I've still never seen anybody actually walk around with a briefcase. Also, you know, Claire was saying there she didn't really know what baby she was having, you know, and Desmond was saying, I can't deal with surprises, I'd want to know. Me, personally, when I have a kid, I don't want to know the gender reveal. I actually feel, in my personal opinion, that gender reveals are well icky. Do you know what I mean? When people say what gives you the ick, that gives me the ick. You know, when people pop balloons and it's like pink or blue or something, oh God, can't stand it. Honestly, I really can't. But I prefer surprises. You know, I think that the whole thing, the 9 months of not knowing, and people say, you can't buy clothes. Mate, you can buy clothes. Literally, just buy neutral clothes. You know, the baby's not going to care what he's wearing. Don't care what colour the room is. I don't know. That's my opinion. I would do the full thing as an excitement, where other people, clearly, you know, it's modern day to post it all online and everything. But yeah, I feel like the whole process, the unknown is the best part.
Looks like our celebration of the Australian deal is going to have to be cut short. You are aware that my son is a musician. Have you heard of a band called Driveshaft? Their bass guitarist overdosed and got himself arrested. If I don't get this junkie to my wife's event, she will, simply put, destroy me. You really do have the life, son. No family, no commitments.
Oh, he didn't give him a drink last time of this, did he? He said he wasn't good enough.
That's your 60-year-old Scotch, Charles.
Nothing's too good for you.
Your 60-year-old Scotch and 1-day-old taste the same. Literally, it does.
Bail's all been taken care of. Remember, he's not allowed to leave the state.
Technically, he can kind of do what he wants now he's out, can't he? Don't have to go with him.
Yeah, I'll have whatever he's having.
What are you? Widmore's chief lackey?
No title. Plenty of bucks, though. I get to meet charming people.
Are you happy?
Well, I've got a great job, lots of money, get to travel the world. Why wouldn't I be happy?
Have you ever been in love? I'm talking about spectacular, consciousness altering. Do you know what that looks like? Went to the lab, proceeded to eliminate the evidence by swallowing my stash. That exact moment, we hit turbulence. I choked. Everything starts to go dark, and then I see her, a woman, blonde, and I know her, feeling this love.
I reckon you're referencing Claire.
And just as I'm about to be engulfed by it, I open my eyes, and this sodding idiot is standing there, asking me if I'm okay.
You want to know the real truth, Pace? Right now you have a choice. You can keep on drinking, or or you can come with me. But if you stay here, will very likely result in the extermination of your musical career.
And if I go with you?
20 minutes, you'll be luxuriating in a 5-star hotel.
Drive Shaft. Our first single.
You know, because we've heard this song so many times, I actually think it's alright. I actually do think it's alright.
How about I offer you a choice? I can either show you what I'm talking about, or you can get out the car.
They actually did crash. He's loving it, look. Not Penny's boat. Yo, that's interesting. I was only joking, but it was actually referenced. It's pretty intense, that. Do you know what, right? I thought about this for a while, you know. Like, I thought, do you know these parallel universe sort of things that they're living in, obviously portraying and showing? I want to know if, like, something that's happening in this one, they kind of get a reflection or remembering from the previous one. Do you know what I mean? So, not Penny's boat, yeah? For some reason, Desmond's seen it and remembered it in this parallel story, as if to say it's a memory or something that's happened in the past. But I'm sure it's happened a couple of times. Like, there's a couple of things where I feel like we've watched it, and then, like, the character whosever episode it is, so it could have been Saeed, Jax, Kate, you know what I mean, the lock one, like, they stand back and they kind of, like, think, have I been in this moment before? And then the episode just carries on, but it's not really been referenced, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I feel like that is the clearest one that we've seen, where, like, we're showing a different world, so to speak, or story, and then he's having, like, a flashback or something of a previous one. And, you know, that is pretty interesting. But also, again, he's saying there, basically, you know, about you living. You know, you got all this, you got your money, you got your job, you think you're having a good time, you think your life's great, but really, it's missing something. And, like, I kind of agree with, in certain situations, like, some people are fine on their own. Like, I could, like, personally, me as a personality, like, I could live my life on my own, and I'd be fine with it. I don't need anybody around to be happy, do you know what I mean? I could be the person that goes to work, comes back, plays games, watches TV, you know, goes socially out, be on my own, and I'd be sound with it. But it doesn't mean that having that one person, so like having the girlfriend, it does make it better. Do you know what I mean? It's not needed, but it's better. Like, doing something with somebody else, it's fun together. Seeing someone else happy makes you happy, but it's not necessarily needed. So I understand where Charlie's coming from. Desmond can be content with everything that he's got. But, like, when you add somebody into the mixture and you notice somebody else is enjoying it as well, it makes you even more happier. And I think that's what Charlie's trying to get at.
Any nausea?
No.
How about hallucination?
What do you mean?
Hallucinations? Seeing things that aren't there?
I'm not sure.
Well, your CAT scan was inconclusive. I'm gonna send you downstairs for an MRI.
I need to find the man I came in here with.
I'm afraid you're not finding anyone till we know what's going on inside your brain.
I see you didn't list an emergency contact. No friends or family?
Just put in my employer, Charles WIDMORE.
Panic button.
Oh, press the button.
Press it. Try not to.
The best thing to do in situations like this, I've never been in something like this, so people can get claustrophobic, but I just close my eyes. I wouldn't even have them open. I just literally be eyes closed all the way. Sounds like the island.
I need to find the man I came in here with. His name is Charlie Pace. He came in an hour ago. If you could just give me his room number. We were on the same oceanic flight.
Yeah, you were sitting next to me.
I need to find someone. He was on our plane. He's somewhere in the hospital.
Please, stop! Take it easy.
Why are you running?
Because no one here can help me. Trying to show you something.
You want to show me something? Show me your hand. Your hands. Show me your bloody hands now.
What are you looking for, mate?
Who's Penny?
You felt it, didn't you? None of this matters. All that matters is that we felt it. Stop worrying about me. Start looking for Penny.
I know that he's saying that he felt it, but how, do you know what I mean? Is he trying to flatline all the time?
A junkie who drove my car into the ocean, Charles. I'm fine, by the way. Thanks for asking.
And I'm thrilled you survived. Why don't you tell Mrs. Whitmore it's only a bloody concert?
So you've never met the boss's wife. Good luck.
Is it Eloise, you reckon? She was pretty intense, wasn't she?
My name's Desmond Hume.
Oh, of course, Mr. Hume. Charles has told me so much about you.
I'm deeply sorry, but it appears as if Drive Shaft won't be able to perform alongside your son.
Oh, my son will understand. I suppose if one employs so-called rock stars, certain unpredictability comes with the territory. So much, Mr. Hume, for coming and telling me in person.
And Penny, solo.
Penny, look.
I work for Mr. Widmore. May I see the list?
You absolutely may not.
Just want to look at one name on that list. And if for some reason that's a problem.
Come with me. I've heard what you've had to say. Now you listen to me. I want you to stop. Whatever it is you think you're looking for, you need to stop looking for it.
How do you know what I want?
'Cause I bloody do.
I need to see that list. Or you need to tell me why I can't.
Because you're not ready yet, Desmond.
That bad, huh?
Is there any alcohol in this car?
Whatever you need.
Mr. Hume.
Yes?
My name is Daniel Widmore. We need to talk.
The thing is with Daniel is he is a person that's into science and he has been studying, and I'm assuming that he is in this timeline as well, the possibility of time travel. You know what I'm saying? So like with him, if he was speaking about it, I would kind of not question it as much as obviously Eloise, but then again, let's be honest, Eloise will probably know what Daniel's doing, and she probably does know in the similarly kind of boundary ballpark in it of the situation. But Daniel has been studying it and knows probably there's a possibility of it. He's not called Daniel Faraday in this, he's just called Daniel Widmore, which again is interesting. He's a little tweak, a little change.
Do you believe in love at first sight, Mr. Hume?
Excuse me?
First time I saw her was walking through this museum a few weeks ago. Yes, these incredible blue eyes, red hair. And as soon as I saw her, it was like I already loved her. That same night after I saw that woman, I woke up and I wrote this. I'm a musician. I have no idea. I took it to a friend of mine at Caltech. He's a math whiz. He said, this is quantum mechanics. These equations are so advanced that only someone who'd been studying physics their entire life could have come up with them. Imagine something terrible was about to happen, something catastrophic. And the only way to stop it from happening, releasing a huge amount of energy, like setting off a nuclear bomb. I don't want to set off a nuclear bomb, Mr. Hume. I think I already did.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he did help, didn't he? And this is how they got the alternate reality.
So, why did you ask my mother about a woman named Penny? It happened to you too, didn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what I felt.
You felt love?
I don't know where she is. I don't even know if she exists.
She's my half-sister.
Yeah. Well, technically, she'd be at this place, wouldn't she? So we are getting them remembering some sort of other world. It has happened.
Are you Penny?
A bit creepy, isn't it?
I'm Desmond.
Hi.
Oh, do you know what I thought would have been good if you had like a little montage of flashbacks just then? Do you know what I mean? And then he woke up here.
He's okay.
Indeed he is.
Would you help me out, please?
I'm really sorry we had to do this to you, Desmond.
I understand. You told me you brought me here to the island to do something very important. When do we start?
This always going to be confused about what's going on.
What I mean is, 20 minutes ago, you were beating the crap out of Widmore with an IV stand, and now you're Mr. Cooperative.
A lot can happen in 20 minutes.
Run. We need to go now.
Aye, of course.
Hello, okay?
Wow, do you reckon he just fell at the same time, that one?
I must have quite an effect on you.
Would you like to go for a coffee?
I'm a sweaty mess.
I just fainted in front of you.
There's a coffee shop on the corner of Sweetser and Melrose. I'll meet you there in an hour.
Would you tell her that you feel like you've met her before? Like in an alternate life, or would that just be creepy as hell?
So, did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, George, I did.
And if there's anything else I can do for you, Mr. Hume, you just name it.
Can you get me the manifest for my flight from Sydney? Oceanic 815.
Sure I can.
I just need to show them something.
To show them something? Who's he showing? Like, the people on the plane? I don't really know. You know what I've got to say? I actually have. Every Desmond episode that has been solely revolved around Desmond, whether it's a future, flashback, present, parallel, alternate reality, whatever you want to call it, has been really good in my opinion. I don't know why they've selected him to have like the standout episode. To be fair, I feel like standout episode so far this season was Richard's. You know, thinking back on it, at times watching it, I was like, you know, I'm not too sure how people will perceive it and all that, but then, you know, you sit back, you think about the episode and what actually happened and what was revealed, and then, you know, I've gone back and done the edit, which means obviously I have to flick through it again and see different parts and listen to different things, and I think the information that was revealed in that episode and just the acting in general, like, I feel like that was the best episode of this season so far, if I'm being totally honest, the Richard one. And it's mad because, you know, not even any of kind of the main cast was involved at all, was there? You just little bits, drits and drabs in, but he put in a good performance. He really, really did. And then, like I said, every time we get one of these Desmond ones, I always feel like he does as well. And I feel like today is the first time in one of these reality episodes where, like, the character who's living the different life started to experience the one that's kind of already happened and the one that they've lived. So like I said it earlier, but in certain situations, in a couple of the other people's backstories, like I said, in the Kate, the Jack, the Claires, the Sawyer, the Locks and the Saeed ones, I feel like there's been certain moments in there where they've stood and they've questioned, like, has this happened before? Or like, am I supposed to be here? Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, in today's episode, I feel like with the help of Charlie coming in, and obviously he kind of basically killed himself pretty much, didn't he, on the plane before Jack come and saved him. And he was saying that, you know, there and then as he hit the turbulence and obviously the heroin was choking him out, he's seen it, a blonde woman. And I'm assuming that he's talking about Claire, the love of his life, experiencing a memory, do you know what I mean, a feeling, something that he's had in the past, which was on the island, do you know what I mean? And he was saying that obviously he was fuming then when he woke up and he seen Jack. And now put Desmond in a similar position, do you know what I mean? Desmond was been in a role where he's just living on his own, he's enjoying his life, you know, he's got no responsibilities, he can do what he wants, travel around, enjoy himself. He's not really got many friends and like a partner and a family. And, you know, like I said, some people could say it's good, some people could say it's bad. I could live that life, like having no friends and the family part, you know, I'm content with like my own peace of mind and everything. But I acknowledge that it's so much better. So when I do things with the partner, do you know what I mean? Like I enjoy going out, cinema, do you know what I mean? I don't know, going on a date or traveling and going on vacation with her compared to just doing it on my own. But doesn't mean I couldn't have. And I feel like that was kind of like what was getting portrayed through to him. And he's obviously pulled him into the lake there, or whatever you want to call it, the sea, and he's drowning. And again, he's kind of like flatlined a little bit, and he's experienced a moment like Charlie was saying. Not Penny's boat on the thing. He's got a name. He's gone into the MRI. Do you know what I mean? He's flicked through. He's started attaining memories, remembering stuff, remembering his love. Do you know what I'm saying? And then obviously we sat down and then we talked to Faraday, and then he was talking about it again. And basically he was saying about Charlotte, you know, again, his person that he's fell in love with, but he's gone home and he's wrote something in his book. Now, obviously Faraday in this storyline was WIDMORE, and he was a musician, not a scientist, you know what I mean? And basically he was saying that he wrote these equations and put it on a book and took it to somebody in Oxford, one of his friends, to see it. And he was saying that these are the workings of somebody that's been studying and doing this all of their lives. It won't be something that he would just wake up and just write. And then he started questioning his reality, do you know what I mean? He was basically saying, what if there was a nuclear bomb that obviously sent us here, blah 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 blah, and then basically referencing he thinks that he's done that before and it's changed the trajectory of their lives and put them into this moment. So this is the first time I believe that we're acknowledging, like the characters are acknowledging themselves that they're not really where they're meant to be, and they think that they've experienced something like this in a prior life before. So that is interesting, because if we're going to start doing that as we're going forward, it's going to be good to see everybody kind of revealing it. I see if it impacts them on the island, if they start remembering, because it did with Desmond as well as here and the thing, you know, he kind of like fainted and woke up and it was cross like translating. It was decent. I really enjoyed it. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you're not yet voting for your most liked and well, most liked characters of the entire franchise, then please do take 30 seconds. 3 votes are allowed and your results will be shown in the final episodes of the season, and soon we will be opening up our most liked and disliked characters of season 6 as well for you guys to get involved in that. Now, we've just seen there, you know, pretty much a whole Desmond episode. At first, he obviously woke up. He was fuming that he's been taken away from the hospital, because pretty much the last time we did see him, wasn't it? It was when Ben come and he shot him, and then he kind of saved his son's life and Penny's life. No, he was scrapping with him, knocked him into the water, and then obviously he's awoke. He thought that he was in the hospital, but no, WIDMORE's obviously taken him, brought him to the island. No confirmation technically of what was actually in the submarine. I don't know if we were supposed to make the assumption, like I did, that it was Desmond, the person behind the locked door. You know, when Sawyer was trying to pull that lock, you know, maybe it was him. You know what I mean? Maybe he was the package. And, you know, Saeed actually has come in and extracted it at the very end. You know what I mean? He's come in, killed the 2 people. He's let Zoe go, who's lucky. You know, she's been in a couple of positions where she could have been taken out and she's actually not. She's got to go. She's ran back, and then he's gone with him, Desmond. But the interesting thing with Desmond is, like I said, he had a fight with WIDMORE at the start. He's threw him into this thing. He's basically saying that what he needs to do is he needs somebody who could survive another hit of this nuclear radiation, so to speak. He's the only living person that he knows in the world that's actually experienced it once and actually had no side effects. And he needs to see it again, because we did see the guy earlier on in the episode get absolutely fried when that guy turned it on by accident while he was in there. So they've gone in, they put Desmond there, and they've done it. And that sent him into this backstory. Now, the interesting thing is the parallel universe. The interesting thing is going into that, Eloise again has some sort of acknowledgement, you know. So like when it first happened, do you remember when she was saying that you can't really change something that's about to happen? And basically she was explaining, you know, the building fell on that guy, would have got hit by a car, X, Y, and Z, and obviously he was trying to prevent Charlie from his death that whole time based on the information from Eloise. She already in that timeline knew about the island and everything and the effects and how to do things, and saying that is pretty much kind of all destiny. Now if you flick into this parallel universe, even though he's working for obviously Charles as somebody else kind of like different, she already kind of knows herself still, it seems, like who he is, the information, the island. I'm not too sure. She didn't reference it specifically, but she was saying that he's asking questions that he's not ready for right now. And that to me is people acknowledging that they know something that's technically going on. Does that make sense? So like, again, she's kind of cryptic and interesting, and she obviously is an interesting personality, if I'm being totally honest. You know, like she is stern and she's pretty scary. You know what I mean? Imagine her being a teacher. Poor me, I'd be shitting it if she was in charge. it'd be mad, wouldn't it? But obviously he's woken up. He feels like he saw the light of day. He's seen Penny. He's loving it. He's saying that he's going to help Charles now. And you know, as they're obviously leaving, he's gone and obviously been taken by Saeed. So it was an interesting episode. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, the Desmond ones have always been really good. I'd be excited to see what people's opinions are. We're getting close to the end game now. We actually really are. Still, like I say, I'll say it consistently, but I actually have no idea how the show's going to end, which is exciting. That is the best thing. Taking it right to the wire, keeping us guessing, keeping us surprised. I can't wait for it. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.